Hello. Hi, dear students. Hi, welcome after a short delay. Sorry because of some technical issues that we were facing. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Saurabh Jindal. I'm the dermatology faculty at DBMCI. Hi, hi, Umsai. Hi, everyone. Right. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Everyone? Yes. Okay. Hi. Yes. Hi, Prats. Hi. Thank you. Thank you for coming live. That's a nice welcome for me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm delighted, I'm joyful to be here with all of you with a slight delay, Okay. Today, what are we going to do? Today, the session is going to be a quick session. It's just going to be just about 10 days or so left for the INICET exam. And I was asked to take this session for tips and tricks, okay? Uh, and for the INICET exam, right? And I was kind of thinking since a few days, what do I say? What do I say which helps you get through this often difficult exam, often an exam which is, it's kind of fearful in the eyes of students, and students kind of feel a bit jittery before entering the exam hall. Oh, it's an INICET exam, it gets me into the central institutes. So what we are going to do is, uh, you think there's a video lag? I'll do something about the video. Just a second. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. Now just check if it's better. Sorry for that video thing. Sorry for that. Okay. I'll just check if my video is lagging for some reason. Is it? Can you give me 1 minute to see what's happening here?
हो जाएगा।
चल मैं बंद कर रहा हूँ, फिर आ जाएगा वहाँ पे लाइव। Okay, are we okay now? Just tell me, is everything okay? Yeah, we have done something, so there was some lagging behind. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think we are good now. I think we are good now. Just confirm if everything is fine. Everything good? Hi, hi, hi. Is the video lagging now, or is everything is fine? Smooth now? Thank you so much. Yeah. So I'm see everything, every moment, and this is a very big lesson for all of us right now. What we had. This is a live demonstration of a lesson. Just check, please. Yes. This is a live demonstration of what happens in real life. Okay, you can prepare for everything, you can put everything into place, and suddenly life throws you a curveball. And I want to take this opportunity that I got to demonstrate this unexpected thing, and then uh, yeah, everything is good to go. And you know, I'm just displaying this to you now. There's just 10 days going for this exam. Remember one thing, expect to have some unexpected things also coming your way. What is in your hand is just to stay calm and peaceful, and to just, now there are two things, listen very carefully. Okay, I prepared for this session, I had all the technical things in place, suddenly in the last thing something happened. But then, was it in my control? I think no. Okay, so we don't worry about things which are not in our control, we only worry about things which are in our control. Everybody okay with this? Which we only worry about things which are in our control. है ना? Clear? Now, there are two things for your INICET exams. Remember this, the 200 questions you're supposed to solve, correct? In those 200 questions, there'll be about, I believe, 60 to 70% questions which are going to be what is called as repeat questions. Most of them are not repeat questions really, the better word is repeat topics. Okay, so I would really want you to do at least the 3 years last previous year topics. We are moving away from previous year questions because questions are never repeated. Topics, however, INICET is a very predictable exam, fortunately. Unlike a NEET or a next exam where we are looking at some unpredictability. But INICET is really a predictable exam where what will really happen is you will know, oh, this is the topic. For example, in Hansen's, STDs, microbiology, immunology, pharmacology, first, second year, third year profs, you know questions are going to come. PSM, toxicology. These are very standard questions for INICET. You know this will come, right? The way of asking question might be different, but they will come, right? So what you need to understand is about 120 questions out of 200 will be kind of the expected things. I want you to focus on those 120 first. The first hit that you have to think about is those 120, 130 questions which are standard, straightforward questions. You cannot miss them. I call them the last 3 to 4 overs of a T20 match. Meaning you cannot take singles in your last 3 to 4 overs. In those 120 questions, you have to score. So that is the first thing. If you don't score there, then the rest is going to be difficult, because about 30-40 questions after that is going to be little bit tricky, like a moderate grade question. That is where the good student will score. But the good student first has to start with capturing those 120, 130 questions which are really the standard question, which are not going to really change too much. For example, a very common question in dermatology, for example, like a suprabasal blister, a row of tombstone appearance, a reason assertion question, something like scales in dermatology. So I'm only talking about dermatology, but the concept I want you to understand, it's going to be a standard exam for those things. Okay, the challenge is 30-40 questions. Interestingly, the other end of the spectrum, right, the other standard deviation end, which is like 10%, maybe 20 questions, 25 questions out of the 200 is going to be bouncers. Don't worry about the bouncers. Always remember that you are supposed to score on the simple ones, the full tosses. That's going to be those 120 questions, full tosses. You have to score. The 30-40 questions are going to be maybe singles and twos, but don't get out there. And then bouncers, just duck. Most students become scared. Arey yaar, aisa question puchta hai, who's going to answer? We are not supposed to answer. These are not rank deciding questions. The first point to remember is when you're giving an exam, if you find like a series of those tough questions in the beginning itself, many students become nervous ki oh, this is such a tough exam. So unfortunately you are kind of battling two things. Then you're battling the exam and you're battling your own mind. I do not want you to battle your own mind. I want you to only battle the exam. First point all of you need to understand is every question is like a zero start. Like in an auto rickshaw, when you start a new trip, it's a 0 meter. Same way, train yourself so that 200 questions are 200 meter downs. Meaning, first question, oh, very tough. Don't carry over that sadness to the next question. Let's say you do the second question very well. Don't carry that happiness to the third question, because sometimes you become euphoric, you become extra excited. Oh, the exam is going well. Let me just fire this. Let me answer this. No, every question is a reset. So now what I used to do is, I give an exam, I give one MCQ, then quickly in like 1 second, I tell myself reset. Then we start again, reset. So that word reset for me usually gave my mind a clue that you are not starting from the last question, you are starting from the fresh question. That's the first thing, okay, is something that I want you to understand, right? Second thing I want you to understand, in 10 days, I cannot make you get a rank. I cannot give you any new content. There's just 10 days. What can we work on in the next 10 days is what this entire session is all about. The next 10 days, you have to get up in the morning and tell yourself, yes, it is possible. Belief is what gives you those extra marks in the last 10 days. In the last 10 days, there's no new content I want you to get. Nothing new. Remember this. No new portion. Only revise the earlier portion. I call it the RRR. RRR. Revision, revision, revision. And I have one full sentence on that. Revision, revision, revision with absolute belief. Put that on your board, put that in your room, put that on your cupboard, stick it up, paste it on your heart. Revision with absolute belief. Because most of us revise and half of our mind is saying, yaar, fayda nahi hoega, nahi hoega, nahi hoega. Are you not pulling yourself? It's like one person wanting to go ahead and one person pulling you back, and it's like two parts of your own brain fighting with each other. One person says हो जाएगा, एक बोलता है नहीं होएगा भाई. Remember that we used to have those small children stories where suddenly you see something, a story or some item, and there are two fellows popping up. One god, maybe a divine fellow, one is a rakshas, right? That demon, right? Same way in our own heads, we sometimes have two personalities. One personality wants you to push, one personality wants you to pull back. I want you to understand one thing. Crush that no sayer inside your own head. The next 10 days is revision with absolute belief. I'm saying this again and again. I've pasted it on my heart. I always used to do this because last 10 days were my most nervous times. In this last 10 days, I cannot give you any absolute strategy कि ये पढ़ लो वो मत पढ़ो. It's just 10 days. What can I work on? I was just thinking for many days. The only thing I can make you work on is this. And trust me, this will really give you wonders. Remember that Chak De movie? Remember Chak De movie, right? All those female hockey players, they had skill, but what were they lacking? Self-belief. So Shah Rukh Khan comes and says, gives them a pep talk before those 70 minutes. क्या बोलता है? वो 70 minute. You know why most people overperform? Because they believe. Can you put a hand on your heart and honestly say, yes, I believe in what I can do? Or do you always try to kind of justify, नहीं यार ऐसे कैसे believe कर लूं, मैं तो अपने आप को बेवकूफ बना रहा हूं. मेरे रैंक तो आए नहीं है, my GT scores have not come. Trust me when I say this. There are so many students, high interview, they say कि यार मेरे सर मेरे तो GT में scores नहीं आ रहे थे, but I don't know, something happened in INICET, I got a rank. For him it's a surprise. You know why that surprise comes? Why does God choose to deliver blessings to some people and not choose to deliver blessings to some people? He also chooses. And guess what? He chooses with the person who looks up and says thanks, who looks up with gratitude of an open heart, doesn't look up with criticism to himself, doesn't look up कि यार मेरा तो नहीं होने वाला. God says, okay, stay where you are. If you don't believe you are going to succeed, He's not going to shower His blessings to you. Do you not want His blessings? Do you not want to be like that antenna of your satellite television, always waiting to catch signals from maybe the heaven above? Most of us have closed those satellite channels. Those discs which capture those radio waves are closed, and you can't do anything. The divine power says this fellow doesn't want to receive my blessings because he's anyway not convinced about himself. Listen to this one thing, Biche. I am very firm believer in the power of belief. I believe in belief, and it's taken me where I am right now. Half of my world has got created because I believed good things are possible. And I always say this to my students. Live as if you can't wait for the rest of your life. Do you have that? It's a Celine Dion song. I always, when I feel down sometimes, I play that song. And it just gives me that extra edge. Oh, I can't wait for the rest of my life. Most of us are fearful of our futures. Most of us are fearful, and most of us are fearful कि अगर मेरा नहीं हुआ तो, if I can't do a INICET, then what? If I can't do a NEET, then what? What if I remain an MBBS doctor? What if I can't fulfill the wishes of my parents? What if? All these what ifs are negative what ifs. What if I change that to a positive what if? What if I say for the next 10 days, every waking moment, yes, I'm through already. And guess what will happen with that? And we know this, positive vibrations have a way of catching itself up. We know positive vibrations change things. Don't think this is supernatural jumbo stuff. No. In the last 10 days, I know this in all big athletes. They have worked whatever they have worked. And I'm sure if you're giving an INICET exam, you're not giving it for fun. You've kind of prepared for a certain amount of time and you're trying to give it and see where you are. What if? Don't give INICET because it's a stepping stone for your NEET exam. No. Give it as an independent exam. Give it an exam which is a standalone thing, because think of it as a proper genuine shot for your central institutes. Don't ever underestimate even one exam, because if this exam doesn't make you succeed, at least it makes you learn. So there's nothing like a failure. Either you will succeed or you will learn. But to learn, you have to first believe. Understand, please? So remember one thing. My mantra for you is previous year topics, belief, 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 revision, revision, revision. You can take all your revision expresses, take your revision videos, see it at 1.5x and just go through the things. Look at the previous year topics, only revise that. Very important to solve MCQs. Also try to do an MCQ or a GT exam in the same time as the INICET exam. So just judge, oh, this is the exam time, I'm going to do the same thing when I kind of sit down on my daily basis, because that trains your mind. Go, this time I have to concentrate, because your maximum concentration should be at that time. Also, one advice to all of you, don't self-predict. Most students will give an exam, when the half an exam is gone, they start to predict their own results. Acha hua ki nahi acha hua. You're not supposed to do that. You are supposed to do it only after the whole thing is over, not in the middle. Don't sit and judge your own performance. One more thing I want all of you to understand. Sleep is an extremely undervalued thing at this time in these last 10 days. I can tell you, you will not possibly be able to sleep well one day before the exam. But you have to create a bank of extra sleep before, so that you are not sleep deprived on the last day, because possibly the sleep will not come. So now only you start sleeping more. Don't think it's a waste. Don't think it's a waste. It's very, very important. Okay. This very important thing when you get up in the morning, I want you to spend 15 minutes of your time in breathing exercises. And I run a meditation channel, you know that, right? At 9:45 every night for all students. It's been now day 13, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Join my Telegram channel if you want to. Every night 9:45 to 10 p.m. I'm running a live meditation course for all students, free of cost, just so that your mind stays calm and peaceful. And trust me, some students are saying, sir, I put a poll there, 80% students are already feeling calmer and peaceful and happier and more relaxed in this very tough preparation phase, where half the time you are self-judgmental, self-bashing is happening, and you are struggling with memory. Most of you will get a feeling कि sir हम वहां पे जा रहे हैं and I'm sure I'm not going to be able to remember. Memory is the first to go when you panic. If you really want to boost your memory, you cannot have new content now. So how do you boost the existing memory? By relaxing. Always remember that. Try to think like that. See, if you have ever been very anxious and panicky, do you remember someone else's name? You can't even remember a name. Forget topics, right? Because stress hijacks your mind. The only way to remember things from the crevices of your mind is to calm down and relax. It's obviously easier said than done, and I'm the first one to admit that practically life is difficult. Minds play games with us, and minds always are rabbits. They kind of they do this. Do they not hop? Tell me this, please. Do they not hop? The biggest success I have seen is on the days where my mind is in my leash and my mind is in the present moment. The moment my mind runs to the future or runs to my past, what it can think in the past, oh, my GT scores did not come, so I don't think. What have you done? You've just gone to the past. Or you're going to the future. In the future, oh, I will not be able to score. Oh, INICET is just a practice. I'm just giving it for the heck of it. I'll just think in my need. Again, you're moving to the future. And I will really want you to understand this. There is something called as grounding. I'm going to teach you grounding now. It's one of the best skills. Listen carefully. How do you, and I played that yesterday and I told my students on my meditation channel yesterday as well, which I'm going to tell you. How do you soothe yourself in the next 10 days? So do you realize one thing, that I'm working on your mindset? I'm not working on content. Everyone, so many faculties will come and so many channels will come and say कि last 10 दिन में ये पढ़ लो, वो पढ़ लो, study this. I'm not here to do that. All of you know what to study. Problem is, you're already stressing an already stressed mind. I'm here to tell you, if you reduce your stress level by these techniques which I'm going to tell you, then whatever you have already read will be remembered better in the exam, and your output and efficiency improves. Your output doesn't improve if you study more in the last 7-10 days. Obviously not. You cannot score just because you read in the last 7-10 days. It's not possible, right? It's an INICET exam. So obviously you read before. But whatever you have read, do you not want to have 100% efficiency of whatever you have read? Rather than pushing for something more on an oversaturated mind already. So I'm going to tell you a few techniques for what is called as soothing. What is soothing? The times when you feel strong emotions. Sometimes you just wake up with very strong emotions, or you kind of, you can kind of preparing for a 10-hour day, and suddenly, then things go bad. And then your half of the day has gone bad, and then you almost feel guilty and you almost want to scold yourself, as if you become a teacher for your own self. You take a stick in your head and you beat yourself. कि कैसे नहीं पढ़ाई कर रहा, everybody is studying, I am not studying. That is pressure. So how do you soothe yourself during these strong emotion phases? Because that's really making or breaking your exams then. Okay. First way is something called as grounding. You know what's grounding? See, whenever you are in strong emotions, you're either in the past or in the future, or you are in anger or sadness or frustration. What is grounding? Grounding means you suddenly start observing the things around you. The first grounding you can do is from your eyes. So example, you start noticing, oh, I can see a almirah. Oh, the almirah is brown. How brown is it? Oh, there's a handle to it. Oh, silver handle. How much silver is there in that handle? Oh, I can see a clock. Oh, I can see three thing. Oh, it's moving. Oh, there are three things here. Oh, the time is this. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, there's a TV there. How black is that? Oh, there's a leaf there. Oh, how green is that? Oh, there's a tree swaying. So the moment your eyes start focusing on what is actually there in front of you, your mind suddenly stops becoming a tiger in your own head. That's called the visual grounding. I always do that. Whenever I feel strong emotions, I suddenly start focusing on what I see around me. Trust me, it's one of the most powerful strategies. You can even employ it prior to your exam, in front of your exam hall. When you feel, I'm feeling very strong emotions, just start observing everything. You can observe you can observe your watch, you can observe your nail paint, you can observe even your nails, you can observe anything and everything around you, right? Second, the grounding of smell. Suddenly you start observing what smells are coming into your nose, okay? And then if you can't have any smell, just focus on the breath. That's called the nose grounding. Third is touch grounding. Touch yourself, okay, and feel, oh, what is my touch feeling like? Is it feeling like a simple touch, or is my hair moving along with my touch? What is the temperature of my skin? Or do I feel something with my fingers? Can I touch my watch? That's called the touching grounding. So I have a visual grounding, I have a nasal grounding, I have a touch grounding, and I have a ear grounding. I start hearing things. I start hearing a chirping of a bird, which up till now I was not hearing because I was in my emotion, right? Suddenly when you have that, when you hear, then suddenly the mind calms down again. Even though this looks like a big exercise, trust me, it takes 2 minutes. And I have felt the real joy of peace in 2 minutes. Do this before you exam, the grounding technique. One more thing, that's called the 3-4-5 technique. 3 seconds breathing, 4 seconds holding of breath, 5 seconds breathing out. 3-4-5 technique is again a technique I think really grounds you and soothes you very nicely. So this is what I would say should be done almost daily in the last 10 days, because your stress is going to increase. And guess what? If you do this, your memory centers just even in 10 days will feel a lot of calmness. And don't do it only on the day of the exam, do it right now, because it takes like kind of a week, 10 days for you kind of to get a hold of your head. And trust me, if you can get a hold of your head on the day of the exam, they always say athletes only perform when they are actually not stressed about their performance. All of us become too stressed about it. So I feel that really helps you and gives you a great perspective on what we are trying to say, right? So now this is just kind of my 2 bits about quickly, because I don't want to take too much time also today, because I understand your exams are very near and I don't really want to eat up into that time, because then you get stressed again, right? Now join the meditation session. I'm doing it at 9:45 p.m. every night, and it's been a smashing success. And I'm so proud to say that I did not believe that students would really come for something which is those traditional meditation things which students tend to avoid, but then when you see the effect that it has on your own self, you feel less stressed, more in calm, more peaceful, more in controls of things. And guess what? There's so many things out of your control. Today we had so many things out of my control. I was 15 minutes late because there's some technical thing I could not understand what's happening, but I kept my calm. It's okay, it happens to everyone. So bad things happen even to good people. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, don't think that you are a good person, so only good things will happen to you. That's not true. real life real life will bite you, even though you did not do any mistake. It's like a dog biting you and you said, मैंने क्या किया? तूने कुछ नहीं किया, वो dog की मर्जी थी, it's going to bite you. That's okay. Don't keep on thinking, oh, why did the why did the dog bit me? Why did the dog bit me? No, it's okay. If a dog bit you, go and actually put a bandage on it. Most of us will say, क्यों हुआ ऐसा? क्यों हुआ मेरे साथ? क्यों हुआ मेरे साथ? That it's okay. You're not here to question why things happen to you. You're here to see what can be done after a bad thing happens to you. So even if your rank doesn't go well, even if you don't do very well in your INICET exam, you say, it's okay, I've learned something from this, let me take this ahead. This is not the end of your world. And I am always saying this to everyone. Even if an exam goes good or bad, okay, still have an attitude of gratitude. You're already an MBBS doctor, you might not think it's a big thing, but trust me, from somebody who wanted an MBBS seat and who did not get it, for them it's a big thing that you are already there. And दुनिया के साथ कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा होता है, आपके साथ भी बिलीव करो कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा होगा, ये नहीं तो वो होगा. Most of us unfortunately, right? Most of us unfortunately fixate on one thing. Oh, I want dermatology only. Don't do that. Say ki, okay, it doesn't matter if I don't get dermatology, if I don't get radiology, I don't get the field of my child, it's okay. They always say, right? If life gives you lemon, you make lemonade. So whatever life gives you, be thankful. Have an attitude of gratitude कि ठीक है भाई, कोई बात नहीं, मेरे को ये दे दिया, मैं इसी में success कर लूँगा. Yes? So don't fixate on a field. That's also something I'll tell you. Fixate on your best performance. We always say focus on effort. Don't focus on result. We call it being effort focused, not result focused. I just want you to be 100% honest and with integrity towards your effort. If for the next 10 days you can give me an assurance that yes, sir, I'm going to give you 100% effort with absolute belief, then I would have done my job in this session which I'm having for you. ठीक है बच्चे? For my Telegram, I am going to pin that up. 1 second. You want me to pin that up? I am going to pin that up for all of you to join. You can join this. 1 second. I'm putting that here, please. This is the group. I've just put a Telegram group. ठीक है? Right, so you can join. We are going to do that today as well at 9:45. You will meet me again at 9:45 then. Okay. Meditation is on a Telegram group. There's a Telegram group I've asked you to join. I play it on Zoom. About 120, 125 students are regularly joining with me every night. And I would welcome you to join this. Okay, it's a very serious kind of a place, but it's a very joyful place to be around. Okay. So I think this finishes and summarizes what we want to do. It's been a different session I wanted to do. So I did not talk about theory. I did not talk about MCQs. I did not talk about content. But I talked about a lot of things which are really often neglected in preparation. I spoke about the most important asset that all of you have, which is the space in between the 2 years. And that asset is real estate. I call that as real estate. And that real estate should be clean, should be pure, should be full of belief. It should not be filled with garbage of self-doubt, lack of self-esteem, lack of self-respect, and a feeling that apne saath kuch अच्छा नहीं होने वाला. Right? So we are done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay. So we'll meet on the group in about half an hour. And let's come back for the meditation session and wish you all the best for your INICET exam.